Before we crack open tonight's cursed can of content, I just want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers, and an extra sinister shout out to the loyal members of the Sinister Elite. You legends help keep the darkness alive. If you're enjoying the stories and want to take it a step further, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and consider joining the Sinister Elite by clicking that join button below. Members get access to creepy custom emojis and exclusive Sinister Elite badges that level up the longer you survive with us. It's like loyalty, but spookier. All right, lights off, headphones in, and let's summon something we'll all regret. I met her on a Tuesday night, which was already a red flag. Pretty people like her don't match with dudes like me on a random Tuesday. Her name was Ivy. Black hair, red lips. Profile pic looked like a perfume commercial, the kind where nobody has pores. Her first message was simple. "You look like trouble. Drinks tomorrow?" I should have known. Anyone who calls you trouble is hiding something worse. We agreed to meet at this old brick bar downtown, the kind of place that smells like spilled beer and lemon cleaner. I showed up early because I'm chronically uncool. I picked a booth near the back. Good angle on the door, bad angle on the jukebox. I was halfway through my first beer when the whole room seemed to dim. Not like the lights flickered, more like the color drained out of everything. That's when she walked in. Black dress. Long coat, even though it wasn't that cold. She moved like she already owned the building. Heads turned. Even the bartender just kind of froze with a glass in her hand. Ivy saw me, smiled, and the room felt lighter again. I told myself it was nerves, not whatever that was. "Hey," I said, standing up too fast. My knee hit the table. My beer sloshed. Smooth start. "Relax," she laughed. Her voice was soft, calm, like she was used to people embarrassing themselves around her. She slid into the booth across from me. Her eyes were this weird dark brown, almost black, the kind of eyes that make you feel like you're on trial. We ordered drinks. I got another beer. She asked for a red wine. The bartender glanced at her, then at the clock. "It's kinda late for that bottle," he said. His voice sounded tight. "I'd have to go down to the cellar." "That's fine," she said, still smiling. "No rush." The bartender swallowed, then walked away like he'd rather do literally anything else. "That was weird," I said. "Do you come here a lot?" "Sometimes," she said. "They know my order." I looked at her empty glass, then at the bartender disappearing into the back. Chill crawled over my shoulders. We talked, or I tried to. We did small talk first, where I work, what she does. "I work nights," she said. "Freelance." "Doing what?" "Odd jobs, helping people, cleaning up messes." She said it like that, like messes didn't mean spilled coffee. "No social media?" I asked. I had already checked before the date. Her accounts were either private or fake-looking. "I like to stay off the grid," she said. "Screens don't show the truth anyway." She smiled when she said it, but my skin prickled. The bartender finally came back with a dusty dark bottle. No label. He uncorked it at the bar instead of at our table. He poured the wine into a glass. His hand was shaking. I watched the liquid slosh. It was thick, too dark. Even under the warm bar lights, it looked wrong. He brought the glass over and set it in front of her. He wouldn't look at her face. "On the house," he muttered, then walked away fast. "Guess you're a regular," I said. "You could say that." She lifted the glass. The smell hit me. It wasn't like normal wine, no fruit, no sweetness, more like pennies on your tongue, like when you bite your lip too hard. "You smell that?" I asked, trying to joke it off. "Is that rusty barrel or something?" She watched me over the rim of the glass. "Just an acquired taste," she said. Then she took a long drink. No flinch, no wince, nothing. Her lipstick didn't even smudge on the glass. I took another gulp of my beer. Suddenly it tasted watered down. Cheap. "So," she said, "why did you swipe right on me?" I laughed. "Because you're way out of my league and I assumed it was a bot." "Disappointed I'm not." Her eyes shimmered in the low light. For a second, they looked almost red. Then someone walked by and blocked the light. Just dark brown again. "Nah," I said. "Unless this is some kind of experiment. See how fast we can make a guy combust from anxiety." "You're nervous?" she asked. Her smile widened. A little too slow, like she was savoring the word. "Yeah, you're..." I gestured at her. "All this. I'm more of a drive-through and sweatpants type." "I like drive-throughs," she said. "I like, casual." The way she said casual made my heart thump harder. "You hungry?" I asked. "There's a taco place down the street." She tilted her head. "I already ate," she said. "Before I came." My stomach twisted. Not at the words. At the way she said, ate. Like she was remembering the meal. Like it was special. "How about dessert?" I tried. "Best cheesecake in town." "I don't do sugar," she said. "It doesn't agree with me." Of course she didn't. Of course, the hottest girl I had ever met was one of those genetically blessed people who claim sugar gives them headaches. We kept talking. She kept asking questions. "What scares you? Who you live with? Do you sleep deeply? Do you dream?" Normal questions if you ignore the tone. When she laughed, other people turned to look. Not in a bad way. More like they heard something I didn't. Half the bar seemed to lean our way whenever she spoke. At one point, a guy stumbled past our table. Drunk. He bumped our booth. "Sorry, man," he slurred. Then he glanced at Ivy. His face drained of color. Sorry, ma'am." He shuffled away fast. Didn't look back. "Ma'am?" I whispered. "How old do I look?" she asked. I squinted at her. She looked 25, maybe 27. Perfect skin. No lines. "I don't know," I said. "Timeless?" She smiled again. This time it looked real. "Good answer," she said. And just for a second. Just 1 second. Her canines caught the light. They looked a little too long, a little too sharp. My brain said it was the angle. The light. The beer. My gut whispered something else. Run. I kept telling myself her teeth weren't sharper than normal, that it was just the bar lighting. Just nerves. Just me being dramatic on a first date. But my instincts were screaming. I ignored them, because she smiled at me again, and the smile made my brain go soft. When we finally left the booth, she didn't touch her wine. Not after the first sip. She just slid out of her seat and said, "Let's take a walk." A walk. At night. With a woman who looked allergic to daylight. Sure. Why not? We stepped outside. The cold slapped me in the face. But Ivy didn't flinch. Not even a shiver. "You good?" I asked. "No coat needed?" She glanced at me. I don't get cold easily. Of course she didn't. We walked down Main Street. Shops closed. Street lights humming. Wind carrying trash and old leaves across the sidewalk. I tried to make small talk again. She didn't interrupt. She didn't talk much at all. She just listened. Really listened. Every time I looked at her, she was already looking at me. Studying me. Smiling like she knew something I didn't. Then a stray dog padded out from behind a dumpster. Old mutt. Gray around the eyes. It looked at me. Tail wagged. Then it looked at her, and every hair on its back shot straight up. It growled. Low. Warning. I stepped back. "Easy, dude. It's okay." Ivy tilted her head. "No, he's just sensitive. Sensitive." Right. That's why the dog backed up 5 entire steps and whimpered like he'd seen a demon. She crouched slightly and said, "You're fine. I don't harm animals." The dog barked once, then bolted into the street like it wanted a restraining order. I laughed nervously. "That was weird." Animals see differently, she said, her voice calmer than it should have been. Sometimes they notice what humans can't. What? Like ghosts? She smiled. Something like that. My stomach dropped for no reason at all. We kept walking. Every streetlight we passed flickered. Every one. Not before we reached them. Not after. Only when she walked underneath. And the flicker wasn't normal. It wasn't random. More like the lights were bowing. Dimming. Reacting. I told myself I needed sleep. Or therapy. Or a new hobby. We walked past a storefront with big windows. The kind that turn into mirrors at night. Our reflections appeared side by side. Me and Ivy. Except... She looked paler in the glass. Washed out. Like the reflection couldn't grab all of her. Her hair looked darker. Her eyes almost gone. Just two shining pinpoints. I blinked. Looked at her. Looked at the glass again. Everything normal. She noticed me staring and leaned closer. See something? Nah. I swallowed hard. Thought my shirt was crooked. It's fine, she said. Her fingers brushed my arm. Cold. Colder than the night. Want to go somewhere quieter? She asked. Quieter than this? I gestured around. Town's dead. Exactly, she said, and for a split second I swore her pupils were vertical, like a cat's. I blinked again. Gone. She stepped closer. Really close. Her scent hit me, warm, sweet, like roses mixed with something metallic. My heart sped up, but not in the romantic way. You live near here? She asked. Couple blocks, I said. My voice cracked like a teenager. You want to see it? I'd like that. No hesitation, no modesty, just confidence. Like she always gets invited inside. We walked to my apartment building, a sad little brick box with rusty railings. She took it in with a soft laugh. It's cute, she said, which was a lie. Inside the hallway, the lights flickered again, a long flicker, like the whole building exhaled and died. I unlocked my door. She stepped inside first. I didn't even have to invite her. She just entered. Which, for the record, I later learned is not normal vampire behavior. She walked around slowly, touching things, looking at the pictures on the wall. You live alone, she said. It wasn't a question. Yeah. That's good. Good for who? Me or her? She moved to the kitchen, opened my fridge. The light inside sputtered. She stared at a bottle of ketchup like it personally offended her. You don't cook much, she said. I mean, I meal prep sometimes. She tilted her head. Raw or cooked? Cooked, I said. I laughed. Who eats raw? She closed the fridge slowly, still smiling. Some people. We went to the living room, sat on the couch, close, too close. She placed her hand on my thigh, cold again, colder than before. Your heartbeat is loud, she whispered. Sorry? No. Her voice dipped lower. It's nice. Something in me screamed to stand up, to get out, to make an excuse. But she slid closer. Her breath brushed my neck, warm, but her lips stayed cold. You smell good, she said. Very alive. I swallowed hard. You okay? She pulled back, looked into my eyes, and for the first time, her smile didn't look polite, or charming, or normal. It looked hungry. Take me to your room, she whispered. My body moved before my brain approved. I stood up. She followed, silent. Her shadow on the wall looked wrong, longer, sharper, like she had claws she wasn't showing. I pushed open my bedroom door. She stepped inside, slow, graceful, predatory, and as I closed the door behind us, I felt it. A shift in the air. A pressure. Like the room sealed itself shut. Like I had just locked myself in with something ancient. Something thirsty. The bedroom felt smaller the second she walked in. Like the walls tightened. Like the air went thin. She didn't seem to notice. Or she didn't care. Ivy walked straight to the edge of the bed, ran her fingers along the blanket, testing it, like she was checking the texture of prey before eating it. "Nice room," she said. "Calm. Soft. Too soft." "Thanks," I whispered. Except my voice didn't sound like mine. It shook. Hard. She turned toward me. Slow. Her hair fell over one eye. Her smile stretched just a little too wide. "You look nervous," she said. "I'm not." My voice cracked again. Smooth. She stepped closer. The room temperature dropped a few degrees. Every inch she closed made my skin prickle. "Don't be scared," she whispered. "I like you. I really do." Her hand touched my chest. Cold. Almost painfully cold. "You feel warm," she said. "Alive." She said alive like it was a compliment or a temptation. Before I could answer, she pushed me gently onto the bed. Not hard, just firm enough to show she was stronger than she looked. A lot stronger. She climbed onto me, straddling my hips. Her hair brushed my face. Her breath glided over my lips. "You're shaking," she whispered. "But that's normal. First-time nerves." "First time... what?" I breathed. She didn't answer. She leaned down instead. Her lips touched my stomach. Cold at first, then warm as she exhaled. She kissed lower, then higher. Slow trail of cold fire across my skin. It should have felt good. But all I felt was dread climbing my spine. My hands twitched at my sides. My heartbeat hammered at a speed that didn't feel romantic anymore, more like a distress signal. She kissed up my ribs, up my chest, up my throat. Each kiss colder, hungrier, more intentional. Her hair covered my face. I could barely breathe. I could barely think. "You taste clean," she whispered against my collarbone. "No poison. No alcohol in your blood. Perfect." Perfect for what? My hands finally moved. I tried to push her gently, just enough to get space. But she didn't budge. At all. It was like trying to push a concrete pillar. She lifted her head, looked down at me. Her eyes were darker now, almost black. Her pupils huge. "You okay?" I whispered. Because humans use polite questions when they're terrified. She smiled slowly. "More than okay." Her fingers slid up my neck, tracing the artery, following the pulse. She pressed down just enough to feel the rhythm. Her smile widened. "There you are," she said. "So close." "Ivy." My voice cracked. "What are you doing?" "Kissing you," she whispered. "Isn't this what you wanted?" She lowered her lips to my throat again, colder than before. So cold it made the hair on my arms stand straight up. I felt her mouth open slightly. Her breath hit my skin. Warm. Sweet. Metallic. Then, just for a second, I felt something scrape my neck. Sharp. Too sharp to be teeth. More like points. She paused, inhaled slowly. "You smell incredible," she whispered. "Better than I hoped." Hoped. That word did something to my heart. It tried to sprint out of my chest. "Ivy, stop," I managed. "Just wait." She lifted her head again. Her smile faded. Her eyes narrowed. "You're scared," she said. Not disappointed. Not annoyed. Hungry. "That's good," she whispered. "Fear makes the blood warmer." I tried to sit up. She pushed me down with one hand. Effortless. Casual. That was the moment I knew. Knew something was wrong. Knew she wasn't normal. Wasn't human. People are strong, but nobody is that strong. Not without shaking. Not without trying. She leaned down again. Her lips brushed my jaw. Soft. Cold. Wrong. "You're beautiful," she whispered. Inside and out. Her mouth trailed back to my neck. Slow. Precise. Hunting for the perfect spot. I felt her breath pause. Her lips parted. The points touched my skin again. And this time, they didn't stop. They pressed. Just enough to break the surface. just enough to send a jolt of terror through my entire body. "Ivy!" She shushed me. A gentle sound. Sweet. Soothing. Deadly. "Don't worry," she whispered. "It only hurts for a second." My blood roared in my ears. My heart punched against my ribs. I tried to grab her wrists. She didn't even notice. Her mouth opened wider. Then, a sharp sting. Cold. Deep. Precise. She bit me. Not a love bite, not playful. Fangs. Real ones. Sliding into my flesh like they belonged there. Pain shot down my spine. Fire and ice at the same time. She exhaled against my throat, satisfied. Then she drank. A slow pull. Deep. Hungry. It felt like the world tilted sideways. Like the ceiling spun. Like my blood was being pulled out through a straw made of bone. I grabbed her shoulders. I tried to push her off. Nothing. No movement. She drank harder. My chest tightened. My fingers went numb. My vision pulsed, black at the edges, screaming alarms in my head. She moaned softly, a sound of pure pleasure. That's when I knew I wasn't going to make it. Not if she kept drinking. Not if I didn't do something. Anything. I twisted my body, hard, and for the first time since she touched me, she slipped. Just enough. Her fangs tore free. Blood ran hot down my neck. She lifted her head, mouth red, eyes glowing. Actually glowing. Bright. Predatory. "Oh," she whispered. "You taste even better than I imagined." I rolled off the bed, fell to the floor. My knees hit carpet hard. "Ivy, what the hell?" She stood. Slow. Elegant. Predator posture. And she smiled. "Now you know," she said. "But it's too late." I crawled backward across the carpet. My hand slipped in my own blood. Warm, sticky, too much of it. Ivy stepped off the bed like she had all the time in the world. Graceful, calm, a woman on a date. Except her mouth was stained red, and her eyes glowed like dying embers. "You should breathe slower," she said, her voice soft, almost caring. "If your heart keeps racing, you'll pass out faster." "Good," I rasped. "Then I won't have to see your creepy demon face." She laughed. A real laugh. Warm. Beautiful. Wrong. "You're funny even when you're terrified," she said. "That's cute." "Cute?" I pressed my hand to my neck. The bleeding wasn't stopping. It pulsed between my fingers. "Lady, you bit me." "I kissed you," she corrected. Then I got hungry. I grabbed the nightstand and pulled myself upward. My vision doubled. Tripled. I saw two of her. Then one. Then two again. "Stay away," I said. But my voice sounded weak. Small. Like a balloon whispering its last breath. "I just want to explain," she said, taking a step forward. Not fast, not pouncing, just strolling closer. "Explain what?" I stumbled toward the bedroom door. "Your iron deficiency diet? Your glow stick eyes?" She smiled softly. "You're not dying." "Feels like it." "No. If I wanted you dead, you'd already be dust on the comforter." Comforter. Fantastic. She was worried about the bedding. I reached the door. My hand fumbled for the handle. Blood made my grip slick. Everything spun. I yanked the door open and stumbled into the hallway. The light above flickered violently the moment she stepped into view. Like the bulb was terrified of her. "I'm not chasing you," she said, calm, still smiling. "You're making this dramatic." "Dramatic?" I braced myself against the wall. "You sucked my neck like a Capri Sun." "You taste better," she said. Then her smile widened. "Much better." "Nope." I pushed off the wall and staggered toward the kitchen. "Absolutely not. Date's over." "You invited me in," she reminded me, her voice echoing faintly in the hallway. "And I'm having a lovely time." I grabbed a kitchen chair, lifted it in front of me like a lion tamer. "Back up," I said. "I'm serious." She paused, blinking. "You're holding a chair. It's a weapon. It's furniture. Don't judge me." She stepped closer. The chair shook in my hands, mostly because I was shaking. "You're adorable," she said, "and brave, and sweet, and—" "Nope, no sweet talk." I jabbed the chair forward. She didn't flinch, didn't react. Just let the chair hit her stomach and bounce off like I poked a steel door. I dropped it, hands trembling. "What do you want?" I whispered. Her expression softened. For the first time since the bite, she didn't look hungry. She looked conflicted. "I wanted company," she said quietly. "I wanted to feel something again." "By drinking me? By being close to you?" She exhaled, a rare, shaky breath. "You don't understand how long I've been alone." I swallowed. My throat burned. "How long?" She met my eyes. "Longer than your entire family line." Fantastic. I was dating the queen of the crypt. "Look," I said, my knees threatening to buckle. "I'm flattered, really, but you can't just bite people." "Most men would kill for that kiss," she said. "Most men don't value their circulatory system enough." She laughed softly. Then her face shifted, subtly, but I saw it. Her eyes dimmed, just a bit. Her shoulders slumped. Her hunger changed, turned into something darker. "You should sit down," she whispered. "If you fall from standing, you'll crack your skull." I took one step back, then collapsed into the wall. "My head is spinning," I muttered. "How much blood did you take?" "Not enough," she admitted, "but enough to weaken you." "Great conversation starter." "I didn't mean to lose control," she said. Stepping closer, slower now, more cautious. "I haven't tasted someone like you in centuries." "That doesn't help." She hesitated. Then, for the first time, she looked worried. Not for herself. For me. "You should rest," she said softly. "If you sleep, your body will repair itself." Sleep. Repair. Those words hit me wrong. Sleep? I shook my head. No. No way. That sounds like a trap. It isn't. You literally have blood on your chin. She swiped it with her thumb, licked it, closed her eyes like she was tasting wine at a fancy party. Then she opened them. "Fine," she said, her voice darker now, more serious. "Don't sleep, but you can't run either. You'll pass out, and I'd have to carry you back." "No carrying," I whispered. "I'm done with vampire Uber." She stepped closer again, gentle, slow, not hunting, not pouncing, just approaching like a sad, dangerous stray cat. "Let me help you," she said quietly. "I hurt you. I shouldn't have. Let me fix it." I leaned back against the counter, my vision blurring, my neck burning, my blood humming like electricity. "Why me?" I whispered. "What makes me special?" She looked at me like the answer was complicated, painful, personal. "Because your heart didn't fear me at first," she said. "Because you looked at me like I wasn't a monster." "I didn't know you were a monster," she smiled sadly. "That's why I liked you." My knees buckled. She lunged forward, fast, but not to attack, to catch me. Her cold arms wrapped around me as I sank. My head hit her shoulder. Everything spun. Everything dimmed. "I've got you," she whispered. "I won't let you die. Not tonight." My vision flickered. Her glowing eyes blurred. Then everything went dark. I woke up to cold hands on my face. Soft, careful, almost gentle. Ivy was kneeling beside me on the living room floor. Her eyes were dimmer now, not glowing, not hungry, just worried. I tried to sit up. Pain shot through my neck like a lightning strike. She steadied me instantly. "Slow," she whispered. "You lost more blood than I meant to take." "Well," I croaked, "that makes two of us." She didn't laugh, didn't smile. Her expression stayed tight, almost human, almost sad. "You should drink water," she said. So I did. My hands shook around the glass. "How long was I out?" I asked. "An hour," she said. You stopped bleeding. Your heart stabilized. That's good. Good? I wiped my mouth. You attacked me. She flinched. Actually flinched. I know, she whispered. And I'm sorry. Sorry? I stared at her. No offense, Ivy, but sorry usually comes with chocolates or flowers, not bite marks. She exhaled. Slow. Shaky. You were supposed to be a date, she said. Not a meal. Oh, great, I muttered. I'm in the appetizer section. That earned the smallest smile. Barely there. But real. I haven't fed from a living person in 50 years, she said. I didn't expect... What? That you'd like the taste? She shook her head. That I'd like you. My heart skipped. Not romantically. More like it was reconsidering its contract with my body. What happens now? I asked. Do I turn? Do I sparkle? Do I need to start hissing at garlic bread? You're not turning, she said firmly. I didn't take enough. Feels like you did, I said, rubbing my neck. You'll heal, she said. By morning it'll look like a scratch. A scratch, I repeated. People lose fights with kittens that look worse than this. She moved closer. Slow. Cautious. I don't want to hurt you again, she said. So if you want me to leave, I will. I blinked. That wasn't what I expected. What about your whole dramatic vampire entrance thing? She shrugged slightly. You let me in once, but you don't have to again. Her voice cracked on the last word. Cracked. A vampire. You really don't do this often, do you? I asked. Her eyes softened. No. I don't date. I don't, connect. She looked away. People feel temporary, but you didn't. I stared at her. A blood-drinking, shadow-bending, glowing-eyed nightmare creature who was somehow making me feel guilty for getting attacked. This is insane, I muttered. So insane. Yes, she whispered. It is. Silence grew between us. Thick, heavy, uncomfortable. So what now? I asked. That depends on you, she said. I won't touch you without permission. Not again. The room stayed quiet for a long moment. Then I said something I didn't plan. Something stupid. Something honest. Ivy, did any part of tonight feel real to you? She closed her eyes. Yes. And not just the drinking my blood part? Her breath hitched. No, she said softly. I liked the conversation. I liked that you were nervous. I liked that you didn't run from me at the bar. I ran later, I pointed out. Her lips twitched. I noticed. I took a deep breath. Everything ached. Everything was confusing. Part of me was terrified of her. Part of me should have kicked her out hours ago. But another part, the very stupid part, felt something else. Something warm. Something dangerous. I shouldn't like you, I said. I know, but I kinda do. She looked up sharply, her eyes wide, no glow, just surprise. Raw surprise. Why? She whispered. I don't know, I said. Maybe I hit my head when you drank half my personality out. Maybe I like dangerous women. Maybe I'm just broken. She moved closer, close enough to touch me, but she didn't. Can I sit next to you? She asked, voice soft. Careful. That alone told me everything. She wasn't hunting now. She was hoping. Yeah, I whispered. You can sit. She settled beside me. Slow, deliberate, putting space between us instead of closing it. A vampire giving a human space. That felt scarier than the biting. Can I ask one question? I said. Anything. If we didn't go to my apartment tonight, would you still have bitten me? She hesitated. Too long. I don't know, she whispered. That's why I'm sorry. My heartbeat thudded, heavy, but steady now. You're dangerous, I said. Yes. And you like me? Yes. And you drink blood? She nodded slowly. Yes. And I'm still alive because... You stopped yourself? She swallowed, a tiny human gesture. Yes. I exhaled, one long, exhausted breath. Well, I said. Worst date of my life, but also the best? She actually laughed. A quiet, beautiful sound. I'd like a second chance, she whispered. With no biting, no hunger, just company. I thought about it, about the fear, the danger, the insanity of all of this. Then I thought about her expression right now. Hopeful, lonely, strangely beautiful. If there is a second date, I said, it's happening in daylight. She winced, hard but nodded. I can manage shade, she murmured. Umbrellas, covered patios, basements. Basements? For me, that's brunch. I smiled despite everything. She smiled back. And for the first time that night, she didn't look like a monster. She looked like someone trying really, really hard not to be one. Okay, I whispered. Second date. No biting. Her eyes shimmered, not glowing, just soft, warm. I'll try, she said, quiet, honest, terrifying. And if you ever taste my neck again, I added, I'm buying garlic spray. She laughed, and this time she held my hand, cold, but gentle. I'll see you soon, she whispered. Then she stood, walked to the door, and vanished into the night, leaving me with a bandaged neck, a ruined comforter, and the knowledge that my next date might kill me, or kiss me, maybe both.